Good evening. It is my honor and great pleasure to welcome you to the 46th Annual Write-A-Book Literary Competition. My name is Sherry Bloom, and I'm the Instructional Supervisor for the Office of Library Media Services. With me from our office this evening is Catherine Francoeur, Christian Blake, Coquette Petrella, Shalita Washington, and Verlita Taylor, our Write-A-Book Coordinator. Verlita keeps all of us organized, keeps all of you organized, and tonight we had 416 entries from 32 participating K-12 schools for a total of 193 student authors who placed at this level of competition. We want you to sit back. We want you to enjoy the show. But before we do that, we want to thank everybody who has had a hand in making this happen. The judges, the sponsors, the school administrators, the classroom teachers, the guardians and parents, and of course, our creative young authors. We're so excited that you have shared your talent with us, and we look forward to a very enjoyable and exciting evening. With that said, I'd like to turn this over to our wonderful Write-A-Book Coordinator, Miss Verlita Taylor. Thank you, Verlita.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Verlita Taylor, the Write-A-Book Coordinator. And today I feel very privileged and honored to acknowledge the achievements of our brilliant students who made both their parents and their school proud. The Write-A-Book program is held to recognize students' creativity and imagination through writing and illustrations. Tonight, students will be awarded the following medals: first place, second place, third place, and honorable mention. Next year, we will be adding a new magazine category, which was piloted this school year by the students at Kenmore Middle School. You can read their magazine in the Write-A-Book ceremony book. This evening, we will showcase our award-winning authors and illustrators. At this time, I would like to present to the librarian of the Library of Congress, Carla Hayden, who has some encouraging words for our honorees, followed by our very own Dave Zarin, who's our host for the evening.
Hello, I'm Carla Hayden, the Librarian of Congress, and I just want to say congratulations to the Write-A-Book program of Prince George's County Public Schools. I hope you all continue to write and create stories of your own about you and stories you can share with the nation. And one day, I'm sure that some of those stories will be in libraries throughout this country.
Thank you, Dr. Hayden. What a privilege it is to have you join us for our Write-A-Book competition. I know what an inspiration you are and must be to so many young people, and I'm sure all of them would like to come down to the Library of Congress too and see where you work. My name is Dave Zarin, and I'm going to be with you today for the remainder of this competition. This is the awards ceremony, and I'll be reading your names out. We're going to go alphabetically by school, Accokeek all the way down to Whitehall, so listen for your name. Look for the cover of your book. We're going to bring it up there. And I hope you stay with us throughout, and I hope you are as intrigued as I was looking at those covers, because there are a lot of books out there that I would like to read. I bet you're going to have that same feeling. So stay with us, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the program. All right, we start with the authors at Accokeek Academy. Accokeek sends us 11 books. Let's find out who our winners are and what books won those prizes. Our first book is The Truth. Authors Kenson Oka, Christian Gaston, and Darius Macco. Second place they are 8th graders. Next, Faye Trouble at the Talent Show. Juliet Padilla is the author there. She's a 5th grader. This is worth 3rd place. Congratulations, Julia. Next, Hey, here's a good book, The Secrets of the Wall. The Secrets in the Wall. Krista Sanders, an 8th grader. She gets a 3rd place award. Our next Akakik book, honorable mention, goes to Tabarek Behayesus. Falls Volume 1, Book 1, Fire. It's an intriguing title. I'd like to find out what that is. Another honorable mention, another Akakik book, Nori Robinson. Congratulations, Nori, has written Game On with that exclamation point. A 1st place winner, a 7th grader, 2 7th graders, Brianna Alumba and Callista Alumba, wrote a book called Endangered Animals in the Mountains. That's one I want to read. Look at the great pictures on that one. We continue with our Akakik books. Next, Mia's Little Mermaid. Wasn't there a movie, something like that? Of course there was. Our author is Okinyasola Jalaso, a 5th grader, and this is worth 1st place. Yeah, a picture storybook. How about this next book, Sunny's Story? That sun isn't smiling, but I think it's going to be a good story. Make sure you check this one out. Ariana Adeji, a 2nd place award. She is an 8th grader. Next, look at A Starry Night. Riley Yates. I love that cover. Look at that. Almost like the famous painting, Starry Night. 3rd place goes to a 7th grader. Riley is a 7th grader. We have 2 more Akakik books. I have an honorable mention for Recycling is Cool. It's a group project. Mason Perkins, Malia Cabell, Travis Gardner, Bailey Stewart, a foursome. Boy, you did a nice job there. And this is right with what we're concerned about, climate change and how to keep our environment the way we want it. Recycling is cool. The last Akakik book is a poetry book, A Student's Pondering, Nanina Nagawala. She is an 8th grader, and this is worth a 3rd place. And congratulations to all of the Akakik authors. All right, y'all did a terrific job. Next, let's move on to Adelphi. Adelphi Elementary School. 7 books. If you're in Adelphi, listen up. These are yours. First, we have a group that wrote for us The Sick Adopted Girl. A book, I'm sure, that is heart-rending. You can see the hearts there. And Miriam Bannerman, Dalen Vicente, and Dasi Silla, all 2nd graders, and they got a 2nd place award. Next, we have The Alien Girl. Brenda Ramos. Look at the artwork on that. There's that alien girl. And even look at the alien, the picture in the lower right-hand corner. Just beautifully done. Next, illustrated fiction. Yeah, this is my new iPhone 14. I want one. I've got an iPhone 11. Yusuf Sani and Anthony Torres has written this, and there's always a new one coming out with all kinds of new features. Beautiful artwork there. Love those lightning bolts. Let's go on to the next story. It is the story about a bunny getting lost in the forest. That poor bunny. Let's hope it finds its way out. We have 2 authors, Emily Ramirez and Jaden Argueta. Nice job, Emily and Jaden. I bet the book is as nice as that cover. This is worth 1st place. Looks like it deservedly so. Next, the people who can't find McDonald. Where is McDonald? It looks like they're really upset about that, but there's a rainbow up there, so maybe it's a happy ending. Dwayne Alexander and Nathan Inchy, congratulations to both of you for what looks like a great book. Our next book is In the Colors. Look at those colors. All the colors of the rainbow. We have some 2nd graders here who take 3rd place. They would be Gad Coyoy, Josue Argueta, and Angel Osorio. The 3 of them came up with this wonderful book. Look, even the colors in the background match the colors of that rainbow. Beautiful. Next, talking about colors, is the amazing rainbow. Eden Siom and Ileana Getohun. This is an honorable mention. They are 2nd graders, and I like the little figures on there. Again, a great-looking book. Congratulations, Adelphi. Now we move on to Ardmore Elementary School. We have 2 wonderful authors, 2 books. The first one is The Sneaky Panda. Don't think of pandas as being sneaky, so maybe we're going to find out something more about panda personality in this book. And that was Freddie Plata. Freddie is a 3rd grader, and this was worth a 2nd place award. Congratulations, Freddie. And then we have one more Ardmore author. The two authors of Stage Fright, boy, a lot of people are afraid to get up on stage and speak in public. The number one fear in America, speaking in public. Precious Matawabuchi and Chioma Matawabuchi, they are fourth graders, and this is a second place award. We move now to a middle school, Benjamin Tasker Middle School out there in Bowie. Hey, Tasker, hope you're having a good time tonight. These are yours, 10 books. The first one is a graphic fiction book called Hide, H-I-D-E, Chantel Afori. She is a sixth grader. Look at all those colors. Beautiful, beautiful color. Bet the book inside is just as good. Our next book is Billy and Timmy's Adventure. What have those two been up to? Looks like it's under the sea. Those look like puffer fish down there. Nice job as an artist there. Evan Zhang. Good job, Evan. Got third place. He's a sixth grader. Next, the soup competition. Which is better? Chicken noodle? Is it cream of mushroom? Is it tomato? It may be something even different than that, but I like the title. That is Julianne Soriano. Honorable mention for this. Nice job, Julianne. Next, if you like chess, this is your book. That's the title, Chess by Axel Granados. He is a sixth grader. This takes second place. Beautiful cover. Look at that. It took a lot of time to do that. Next, an honorable mention goes to Emmanuel Schindel. Fun facts about animals. Who doesn't like animals? The wildlife. Maybe you've got pets at home. Maybe you find out some things about them if you read this book. This is worth an honorable mention to sixth grader Emmanuel Schindel. Let's now move on to sports. Love this cover. Look at that. Boxed by Sammy Guahinga. A picture storybook. Took first place. And look at the shadowing around the side there. The guy looks tough. Don't want to go in the ring with him. Our next book was written by Taylor Tasker at Benjamin Tasker, called Tornado. There's the twister. First place. Taylor is a seventh grader. Next, Hearing Nothing. Hearing Nothing. That's an intriguing title. And look at the ear at the top with the slash through. Very cleverly done. That's Bethel Odessa, a seventh grader. This got her second place. Congratulations. Looks like a great book. Two more Benjamin Tasker books. Bella Dolly. Look at those dolls all over the place. Aurora Morrison probably had a lot of fun writing this book. She's a sixth grader, and this gets her third place. Great colors there too, Aurora. And the last book from Benjamin Tasker is an honorable mention by a seventh grader, Mia Bessie, My Birthday. Looks like she might be a cyclist. Look at that bike there on top of the icing. Really clever, and even looked like some cherry blossoms there. Perfect for living here in Washington. All right, great Benjamin Tasker books. Let's now move on to Bladensburg High School. Yes, indeed. 6 books. We have 6 bibliophiles at Bladensburg. The first book is Creations Within Me. All of you tonight are creative. Not only are you great writers, but you're great artists too. Look at all these great illustrations. And this first book, Creations With Me, is Jewelry Franco. She's a senior. Nice job. Got a first place award. Next, The Pieces of My Bleeding Heart. Could be a sad book there. J.L. Alvarez, but we don't know. Tells you got to open it up and you got to read it. Sometimes you can't judge a book by its cover. Sometimes you can. J.L. is a 9th grader. Next, Unanswered. Elsie Martinez Ventura sends us this one. She's a senior. She gets a second place award. And the fact that it is so plain and simple, that cover, makes it even that more attractive. Nicely done, Elsie. Next, another Bladensburg book is a poetry book, Thoughts of the Mind. Kelsey Mayer has written this. And, the things that you've been thinking about, all of you have put those things on paper. This is something you'll always treasure. You are all now published authors, and people can go on, all of you watching, can read any of these books. And there's your summer. There can be a summer reading list for you. Next, The Terror of the Forest, written by Minerva Placido Saavedra. She's a 10th grader, and looks like a home there in the center. Boy, it almost looks like one of those ones that on Elm Street, there's somebody inside who's threatening. It could be a murder mystery, The Terror of the Forest. Something you might want to put on your reading list. And the last book from Bladensburg is It Gets Better by Rania Garcon and Chelsea Egeranwa. They are both ninth graders. They get a third place award. And look at that nice spotlight on those authors. Chelsea and Ronia, you deserve to be in the spotlight. Congratulations to you. We go to Bowie High School now. One book from Bowie. I bet it's a great one. And here it is. It is called, If Found, Please Return to Sumi Frone. Begs the question, who is Sumi Frone? Susan Frundy, the artist, wants you to find out. Congratulations, this won a second place award. We now go to Capitol Heights Elementary School. 13 books. They have been busy over at Capitol Heights. The first one is The Boy Who Dreamed of Becoming a Boxer. There you can see the boxing gloves. Nicely done. All right, boxing is a theme here. There is yet another boxing book coming up, so stay tuned. This is Maki Claiborne. He is a second grader, and this got a first place award. Maybe he too is dreaming of becoming another Muhammad Ali. Read that book. Journey to the Underworld. Beautiful book. Look at the artwork there, how it draws your attention to the title. That's Atticus Bush, Journey to the Underworld. He's a fourth grader, gets a second place award. Next, I really would love to read this book. When I first saw this cover, I thought, boy, is this clever. It's got some science fiction there. Kaori and the Dragon's Eggs. Look at the eggs there. What will happen when they hatch? You have to read to find out. Zaire Bangura, congratulations. He's a fifth grader. Nice job, gets a second place award. Next, an honorable mention goes to Fiona and the Fairy Doors. Beautiful tree there. I love the artwork there. This is Evelyn Albert, a fourth grader. Looks like a terrific book. Congratulations, Evelyn. Next, look at this horse. That horse looks wild and free and happy. Snowy is the title. I guess that might be the name of the horse. You have to read the book to find out. Sonia McKenzie gets an honorable mention. And we're talking about animals here. Yeah, we had dragons and we've got horses. And now, who doesn't love koalas? Look at that eucalyptus leaf in the mouth of that koala. 15 fun facts about koalas by Kennedy Lyons. Nice job. A fourth grader, a second place. Yeah, Australia's teddy bears. Next, we move on to another animal. Look at this. Many of you probably know this. This is a narwhal with that tusk that sticks out from the front of its head there. Kai Washington is a fifth grader. This takes second place. Nice illustration. I like the silhouette. Next, more animals, all about turtles. Here we are in Maryland. We are in Terrapin country. Want to read this book? This is Eric McKenzie's book. He gets an honorable mention. Nice job, Eric. Next, we have a picture storybook, My Dream Playground. That is beautiful. I like that artwork. It's looked like a fresco on that wall back there. Michaela Ravel, she's dreaming of a playground. Yeah, second grader. She gets a third place award. Next, I Am Me. The best I and me I can be. Madison Ann Jackson says, read that book. Look at all the people arrayed around the world. All of us, all the billions of us on this world. Lots of me's out there. She's a third grader. Nice job, Madison. Next, Sunny's Dream. A lot going on this cover here. And you can even, look, it looks like you can get some sound on this one too if you click in the center there. This is Miranda Rodriguez Vasquez. She's a second grader. This is worth an honorable mention from Capitol Heights. Nice job there. Next, we move on to Poems for the Gods. It looks like something out of the Parthenon there in Greece. This is Samuel Rubin. He's a fifth grader, and I'd like to read those poems. I hope you do too. Go on and read what gods, Thor or Zeus, are mentioned inside there. Next, Months of the Year by Nehemiah Akpan. He is a third grader. He gets second place, and it's very interesting. Look at it's a book of poems, and you can see months of the year, and notice how he's blocked out certain dates there. That intrigues you. You want to go in, you want to find out more about these different poems and how they tie in to the 12 months. We now move on to Catherine T. Reed. Great elementary school over there in Lanham. There are 3 books. Look at that face, that smiley face, that emoji there. Aiden Fleury has My Favorite Things. Aiden obviously likes football, and I think that's a watermelon up there, and a dog, and maybe likes to swim and likes the snow, which we don't get a lot of around here anymore. My Favorite Things. A fifth grader, Aiden is. He gets a second place. Another Catherine T. Reed book is The 5 Friends and Fairies. Look at them all lined up there. I like the artwork there. This is Fumatama Silla. She's a fourth grader at Catherine T. Reed, and again, I bet the book inside is as good as that artwork, and I like the stars at the top. Next, Nature Around the World. Lino Daniel, he's a fifth grader. This gets him an honorable mention, and the artwork is beautiful. I'd almost want that as a screensaver. That is just beautiful, Lino. You did a nice job there. Let's go to another high school now. Let's move to Charles Flowers High School out in Springdale. There are 6 books. All these high school students, what are they giving us? First of all, warning, a book of poems. Wonder why there's a warning there. You're going to have to read to find out. Asata Brown is a junior. She gets a second place for this book. Next is our book of poems. This is a group project, and you can see the names on the side over there. Angelina Akumperik, Taylor Boyd, Destiny Che, Layla Jefferson is another one of the authors, and Aliyah Omatugontaila. And all of you did a great job, and look at those books stacked up there. A book of poems. I bet you each one of them reflects a lot of the creativity in each of those authors. Next, we have RAN, R-A-N. You've got some good-looking calf muscles there. If you're a runner, maybe this is what you want to read. Journey Boyd. I bet Journey is a runner. He's a 9th grader. Next, I Am Pierre. Money is the root of all evil. It is indeed, and I bet Pierre tells us why. Kendall Short and Zoe Johnson wrote this. They are both 9th graders. Nice cover, guys. Nice cover. Next, the 9th grader, Temilolua Sanubi, has written Tiptoe. At first I thought it was tiptoe, but tiptoe, I don't quite know where that is. That is what an author does. It intrigues you. What happens if I open the page? What does this mean? Hope you are intrigued as I was. Next, how about this title? Heaven is Closest to Hell. That is kind of deep. Oh, Hannah Williams has written this, a junior there at Charles Flowers. And again, can't wait to find out why they would be so close. You think they would be polar opposites. We now move to Cherokee Lane Elementary School. We have one book from that school, and it is the work of the 3rd grade media class. They all got together to write Halloween animals. And look at everything associated with Halloween up there. You can see the ghosts, and you can see the jack-o'-lanterns, and the fences as you go around trick-or-treating that night. I bet it's a great book. They get 3rd place for this. We now move to another high school, Dr. Henry A. Wise High School, and there are 7 books here, and all of our authors are 9th graders. Boy, this looks like a vacation commercial to go down to the Caribbean. Moses, a sequel. What is that bird? Where is that island? It looks like it could be a wonderful book. It will be a wonderful book, but we can't find out what it is. Andre Jackson wants you to read this book. He got 1st place for this. Another 9th grader, Janae Glover, Friends No Longer. That's a sad thing. You know, you don't want to break up with your friends. Maybe they will come back together again and iron out their differences. You got to read to find out. Nice job. Nice cover, Janae. Next, Animal Farm, The Uprising, by Jeffrey Hunter. He's a 9th grader. He got 1st place for this, and look at those crossed swords there. Yeah, this sounds like there's a battle royal going to go on somewhere on the farm. Next, another 9th grade author writes for us Project Blue Paradise. Again, a beautiful, beautiful picture. Looks like the shot of the Earth from the moon, or it looks like the Earth there with the oceans in the middle. This is Oluwadewami Gobunde. He is a 9th grader. He gets 3rd place for this book. Next, honorable mention goes to Renaya Joseph. Again, I told you there was another boxing book coming up. This is The Boxer's Redemption. Now, is it actually about boxing? I see a horse, I see a rabbit, and I see a van there. Again, a great tease to get to read this book. Honorable mention for Renaya Joseph. Next, let's look at Star Kitty. Yeah, maybe everybody's cat is considered a star. Brandon Saravia has written this for us. 9th grader, as all of our authors are at Wise, and got a 2nd place award for this. And the last book from Dr. Henry Wise is The Odd Boy Out. Is he being shunned? Is he being bullied? He's got a sort of smile on his face. Yeah, you got to find out. You have to read it to find out. This is Conrad Wilson, the author, the last 9th grader, this picture storybook. Congratulations, Dr. Henry Wise, and all of you guys for doing what looks like a marvelous, marvelous job here. We continue now with our Write a Book ceremony here and honor the books written by the students at Eleanor Roosevelt High School. There are 4 books, the first of which is The End O'Clock. Very clever title there, and look at the clock there. What is the end o'clock? Is this the end of time? Armel Pokum is a 9th grader and wants you to find out. 2nd place award. Next, Chaos in room 3A. Oh my goodness, and we don't have a hint. You can see it is very stark. What's causing the chaos in room 3A? Is it in fact in a school? Tematope Ibaranki, a senior, wants you to find out. 1st place winner. Our next Roosevelt book is Distant Memories by Awa Rahman, a junior. And you can see the shading there, it's out of focus. So, maybe the memories aren't so clear. Read it to find out. And the last Roosevelt book is Essays on the End of the World. This sounds kind of grim. Snowden Jackson has written this, a junior, and I bet it is a very interesting take on this. It looks like you're looking beneath the word at the magma down there. Will the earth end with a volcanic eruption? Could be. We move on now to Glen Arden Woods Elementary School. 1 book there, written by a 3rd grader, gets a 1st place award. Amber Galang, The Lonely Circle. And Amber, nice to have you back. I understand you've been in this competition many times before, and I bet it's a terrific book. Congratulations. We move next to Greenbelt Elementary School. There's lots of green in this first entry from Greenbelt. There are 3 of them. A 3rd grader, Persephone Douglas, has written Fruits and Veggies. Yes, indeed. You can't go wrong if you eat those. They're good for your health. Maybe that's part of what this book is all about. And look at the pencils down below with the different colors on. Very, very clever. Next, a nonfiction book, The Wonders Beyond Frogs. Yes, by Wren Adams, gets an honorable mention. Wren is a 4th grader, and these frogs, you see them in Central America and South America. All those bright colors say, stay away. I am toxic. I am poisonous. Let's find out more about the frogs. Read that book. And I like this next one, The Fancy Chicken. The Fancy Chicken, wearing a bow tie? Check it out. Dora McKenzie has written this. She's a 5th grader and takes place a 2nd place award home with her. Look at the backdrop too, that kind of starry night look there. Nicely done. We now move to Heather Hills Elementary School. 14 books. They have been busy out there. Outstanding school, as all of our schools are here today. The first book is written by a 4th grader, Brittany Tran, 7 Rainbow Enchanted Bracelets. I love that story. Rainbows seem to be a common theme here, and the artwork is good too. I like what you've done there. We move next to The Other Side by Isabel Bouchard, 5th grader, 1st place, and look, she obviously is into fashion, a very stylish young lady. Isabel, thank you for this. Beautiful cover. I bet the book is also beautiful. Next, We're So Wicked. Check out the witch flying across the face of the moon there. Wicked, of course, that famous play on Broadway and the great music. Lena Perez. Looks like it is going to be something worth reading. Next, illustrated fiction, Travel Between Games, Chase Harrigan. 4th grader, takes 3rd place. Chase, I like that starburst you have there on the side there. Travel Between Games. Let's find out what kind of games he's talking about. Next, How to Draw Random Stuff. All right, so this is Artwork 101. You know, if you always wanted to learn to draw, looks like Eleanor Allen will give you some tips. Looks like she's got some very good artistic talent herself. 1st place award, 3rd grader. Next, a 4th grader, Gabrielle Ely, has written The Biography of Simone Biles. Oh my goodness, everybody knows Simone Biles. She seems like she defies gravity. And of course, she got to our hearts last time when she took herself out because she was having some difficulties. She is an American treasure, Simone Biles, as are you, Gabrielle Ely. Next, The Cat from Hollywood. Cool cat. Yeah, Joanna Flores. She's writing about this cat in Hollywood. I wonder if it stars in movies. We'll have to find out. She's a 4th grader, Joanna is. And I love sloths, the slowest moving mammals on earth. Sloths all around. Grace Wenzel, a 3rd grader, gets 1st place for this. Great cover there. Yeah, you just when they move so slowly, but that keeps them out of the sights of jaguars and eagles. Yeah, they survive that way. Next, Poems Off the Top of My Head. This is a group project, Mr. Keefe's class at Heather Hills. 21 students in that class wrote this, and they get 2nd place. And I like the balancing act. I wonder if that's the teacher there. Could be. Next, Fall. 1 word. Look at that. You have to look carefully to see that. And you can see the fall leaves with the different colors. Chisholm Okonkwo has written this. A fourth grader from Heather Hills gets a second place award. This is a poetry book. Speaking of poetry, here's Poems Around the World. Mr. Keefe's class, 22 of them. Boy, that class was busy. I bet Mr. Keefe is a great teacher. This got the first place award for the second graders. All right, more poems. Months of the year, a book of poems. A lot of poets out there. Arlene Awa, she's a fifth grader at Heather Hills. She takes second place for this. I like that color. I like that purple flower, and I like the purple border there. Arlene, you did a nice job. Mr. Keefe's class is again here. 23 students' unique poems of second grade. And those of us that were looking at these ahead of time, we wondered about those eyes. Was that photoshopped or is that cat real? Look at that. That's just amazing. Second grade class, and this took third place. And our last book from Heather Hills is A Walk Through the Garden. Honorable mention, Ryan Bailey. Ryan, I take it you have a garden at home and maybe you have flowers like we see here, maybe some vegetables too. You know, gardening is a great form of exercise and relaxation. I hope you'll feel that way when you read Ryland's book. We move next to High Point High School. Just one book, written by Sharon Regay, A Colorful Taste. Nice play on words there, Sharon. And you have all these different fruits and vegetables up there, and you can see the kiwi fruit you can make out in the watermelon. Beautiful illustrations there. And you taste with your eyes. I learned that once from a chef. So yes, if you see something that's really intriguing like that mango there, that papaya, you want to eat it if it looks good. Bet it's a good book. Next, we go to Isaac Gordine Middle School. 6 authors there, 6 books. The first one is Natalie's Christmas Miracle. Wow. What is that miracle? Look at the sparkle there, and that looks like a magician's hat. And what's falling out there? Sounds like a good book. This is Oscar Edwards Davis. Got third place. He's a 6th grader. Next, all right, what's the mystery here? Project number 047, Zion Belton. Yeah, sounds like science fiction for sure. If you're a science fiction fan, and that is what this book is. This may be worth opening up that cover. Yeah, gets me to turn the page. Next, Imaginacion. Noah Black and King Patterson. 7th graders take second place here. And what are these 2 authors thinking about there? I don't know what's in there. It almost looks like a balloon. Could it be a bomb? I don't know. Got to read it. Imagination, Imaginacion. Next, Dia de los Muertos. Stacy Rios and Jamari Hill, 7th graders, and you can see Day of the Dead, a very big festival, big holiday down in Mexico, and it sounds like something you might want to read. Look at the great illustration there, too. Almost looks like a cake, a celebratory cake. Next, this is the Write a Book contest, so what better title than Writing a Book? Yes, indeed. Jalen Bell and Joshua Adams have picked up on the theme. They're 8th graders. They get third place with this. Like that pencil there, writing a book. Yeah, it may be a primer on how to do this. Last book from Isaac Gordine is A One of a Kind. Liana Rodriguez de Leon and Brianna Lopez Barrera, both 7th graders. They take first place with this. And look at the holly sprig up there in the right-hand corner and the other plants. You've set that off really nicely, girls. Nicely done. A short story. Move on now to Kenmore Middle School. 14 books from Kenmore. Kenmore has been busy over there. Again, lots of readers, lots of writers, lots of bibliophiles. First book is Once Upon a Melody by Michaela Sama. And look at the musical notes down at the bottom there. I wonder if Michaela plays an instrument or is a singer herself. Open it up. I bet it's a good book. We'll find out. Next, Traders and Strangers. Look at that skull. Yorick, yes, from Shakespeare. You see the book up there. All right, little subterfuge going on here. Adaisi Ane and Fakeo Jasimi both wrote this. They are 8th graders. They get a 2nd place award. We continue with Kenmore. Now, this one is, look at that little acorn there. Looks kind of forlorn. The Acorn Who Flew Out of the World, Part 1, and Acorn's Fate. What will happen to that acorn? Christina Liu wants you to turn that page and read it yourself. Will it become an oak tree or will it become food for a squirrel? We move on to Sister Hildegard. Melody Zangang. Beautiful picture. That is almost like a Picasso there. I like that. That is a work of art, Melody. I bet the book is good as well. This is an honorable mention, and Melody is an 8th grader. Next, My Journey to America. By Mubashir Kabuli, perhaps an immigrant to America here, telling us what it's like. It looks like the Afghan flag up there. First place, and Mubashir is a 7th grader. Nicely done, and it is, we appreciate you telling us what it is like to be here, perhaps for the first time. Next, nonfiction. Top 5 tips for success in middle school. There are a lot of middle schoolers who are going to read this. If you want to get an A+ and that apple there, it can't hurt to give an apple to the teacher. That's probably one of the things you do. The advice is given by Faith Adewale and Hannah Pierre Louis, 8th graders both at Kenmore. Next, we have a picture storybook. I always thought I was normal until what? All right, you got to read to find out. Tiana Jamin is a 7th grader. She got first place for this. Yeah, great tease there. Our next book is Baby Daddy, a play by Tiana Sullivan. She's a 7th grader. I wonder if it's a 1-act play or a 2-act play. I wonder what parts are played in there. You're going to have to read that. This sounds intriguing to me. Thank you, Tiana. Nice job. Next, voices. Voices, you might be her next victim. All right, will this be a murder mystery or is something else going on here? Aliyah Alawola wants you to find out. Nice short story there. Nice title. Next, at Kenmore, The Fears in Between. Got a headset there. All right, what is this person listening to? The Fears in Between is written by Divine Anamara. She's an 8th grader. She took first place for this. I like the starkness of the cover there. You did a nice job of getting people to wonder what your story is about. Next, we have 2 authors for a short story called Changing Up. Blossom Darisu and Chinyeremeka Okonkwo. They are both 7th graders, and they took second place. I like all that jewelry there. Look at those earrings. I like the heart. That is very cleverly done. Great artwork and probably a very well-written book. Next, second place goes to Axel Diaz for Wilma's ire. Ire is anger. So what's Wilma upset about? She's an 8th grader and she gets second place for this. And there is Jamie's stuff written on there. Wonder what that's all about. Gotta read. Is Jamie bothering Wilma? Who knows? Next, The Deep Pit of Yellow. Angelica Braswell, a 6th grader, gets second place. And again, this looks like modern art. You could find this in the Museum of Modern Art. Deep Pit of Yellow. Interesting idea and great depiction of the color there. And the last of the Kenmore books, Does Family Matter? Does it? Amani McMillan wants you to turn the pages to find out. We think families are very important, but you know they can be difficult sometimes. Do they matter? Great title. Next, we move on to Longfield Elementary School, and they sent us just one book written by Mason Bell. I love the cover here. The 3 Little Pigs in the City. Looks like the Empire State Building over there, so maybe it's Pigs in New York. Honorable mention, 5th grader Mason Bell. You got our attention, Mason. I like the plus sign there. Hope their journey ends well. They don't end up, as bacon for somebody. Let's move on. Overlook Elementary School. There are 4 books here. The first one is Chip, the Unique Squirrel. There is Chip. I wonder what Chip looks like. He's got some moves. He's dancing for us here. And this is Rakeem Stewart, a 2nd grader at Overlook Elementary School. All right, great cover. Next, The Story of the Walking Tree. Look at all those colors back. Trees obviously don't walk. I mean, there are tumbleweeds. Neelan Caldwin wants you to read this botanical story here. It is a picture storybook, and Neelan is a 2nd grader, and this took first place. Again, great backdrop there. All right, got another tree here. Oh boy, the worst camping trip ever. I hope you had a best camping trip one time, Malia Bowen. She's a 5th grader, took 3rd place there. You can see Malia's tent down there. You have to find out what went wrong, what happened. Did it rain the whole time? Did you have bugs in the tent? Was there a bear that came by? Who knows? Our next book is My Tour of Europe. Look at those. It almost looks like a painting there. It is a painting, but it could be a photograph. And that must be Gabrielle Bailey over there. And probably she's going to tell you in that book about where she was, where that picture was taken, and all the other places she's been that got her an honorable mention. Thank you, Overlook, for all those wonderful books, all 4 of them. We move next to Parkdale High School. We have 2 books. Sunflower, beautiful picture of a sunflower there. A lot of you probably like to eat sunflower seeds, and you know how they bend toward the light, phototropism. Yeah, if you know your science. This was written by Nessa Garnier in the 10th grade. This is illustrated fiction. The other Parkdale book is a poetry book with one-word title, Lemon, by 9th grader Alma Casimiro Rosas. And it looks like something is dripping there. It looks like some of the ink is running off the page there. And what's that? It looks like a hand holding up a ring in the center. Yeah, it looks like it could be a very deep book. Lemon may be just a hint at some other things going on there. I bet that's true. Got to read it. Nice job, Alma. Let's go to Robert Goddard Montessori, and boy, have they been busy. 20 books submitted here to the Write-A-Book competition. We appreciated them all. All of them are taking home prizes. Our first book is Dragons Rising Part 2, A Look into the Past by Christine Gumtang, Elliot Minter, and Nyla Abner. They are 5th graders. All right, pay attention now, because now we have Dragons Rising Part 3. We're kind of out of order here. Soul Snatcher's Defeat by that same group of authors. And yes, indeed, where's Part 1? Here comes Dragons Rising, The Prophecy, Part 1. Boy, they really have thought this series through, Christine and Elliot and Nyla. Congratulations, you all deserve your places here. You got 2nd place and 3rd place and honorable mention. The 1st place goes to a nonfiction book, Galletas con Kevin. Galletas are cookies there. That looks like a really nice, maybe raisin cookie, maybe some chocolate chips in there. Gavin Lansing wants you to bite into his book and find out all about these galletas. Next, we move to Habitats and Ecosystem by Krzysztof Karathia. A nonfiction book, took 2nd place, and he is a 1st grader. A 1st grader did this. Habitats and Ecosystem. Krzysztof is obviously concerned about the environment and climate change. Nice job, Krzysztof. Next, we go to My Midnight Hike by Devin Miller Mathipara. He's a 2nd grader and took 2nd place. And Midnight Hike. Yeah, I hope he has a little light on his helmet there, maybe some reflective clothing on when he's out there. I want to hear about this midnight hike out there. Next, if you like polar bears, who doesn't like polar bears? It's like koalas. Yeah, all about polar bears. Nina Miller Mathapara and Eva Stutzman, both 4th graders, and they get a 3rd place here. Yeah, the polar bears are threatened, because all that ice is melting and they can't get out there to hunt their seals. Next, more animals. The super cat. We had the Hollywood cat. Now here's the super cat. He looks pretty cool, doesn't he? Meow. Molly Stoltzfus has written this one for. She's a 4th grader, and I like those lightning bolts down there, and I like how you depicted the cat's eyes there. Good job, Molly. Next, we continue with Robert Goddard. The title of the book is Milo. Which one's Milo? Tango? And Nazarene. They're all hungry. Zelda Jakuta is going to tell us why they're hungry and what those creatures are. I thought maybe they were cats, but I've never seen cats like that. Next, we move to Coral's Fun Day at School. Looks like the Little Mermaid sitting there in the center. Rafaela Hernandez, she's a kindergartner, and she took 1st place. Boy, Rafaela, congratulations to you, and stay in the Write-A-Book competition every year. Come on back. Looks like Nemo over there too, and the anemone down below. So it looks like you're kind of trending after some of the Disney characters there. Next, we move to the Hibernation Hassle. Samuel Winternitz and Alexander Bagley. A picture storybook. 5th graders, both of them, and they took home 1st place. The Hibernation Hassle. Is that a wolf there? We'll have to find out. You got to read it. Next, a picture book, El Cuento de la Muñeca Perdida by Samantha Gumtang, Louise Valenzuela, and Natalie Umana. And it looks like we're going to have to find out what this is all about. What is that character down there in the lower right-hand corner? And I like the tree. I like how the tree goes over the top there, and you have that light coming through. Very artistic, all 3 of you. Next, Legend of the Comb. Sam Quesson and Austin Stewart, they're both 8th graders. They took 1st place for this. Sam and Austin, I like what you put up there. The legend of the comb. Are you talking about just a comb? Maybe a honeycomb that bees make? You know, what kind of comb? You know, it's a homonym. So we got to read the book, guys, to find out what kind of comb it is. Next, the game. Francesca Padula. The game. What is the game? Francesca doesn't look too happy there, if that is indeed Francesca. What is the game? Is it like a hunger game? Maybe it is kind of a rough kind of game. We're going to find out. I like the picture. I like your artwork there, Francesca. And next, our favorite animals, Mr. Galang's media class. These are third graders and favorite animals. Do we have iguanas? Do we have cats? Do we have dogs? Do we have turtles? We have to find out what the class's favorite animals are. That's a great project. Thank you, Mr. Galang. And next we move to Femenino y Masculino by Hannah King. She's a 7th grader. She got 2nd place for this. All right, men and women, like Mars and Jupiter, sometimes they say they're just different, you know. Find out what the differences are. We know what the differences are, but there's some subtleties here. I bet Hannah's going to tell us all about that. Next, we go to a picture storybook, El Gato en la Lluvia, the cat in the rain. I bet that cat's not too happy. Shaffer Jackson, Austin Stewart, and Theodore Yang. They are all 8th graders, and they get 2nd place for this, so we have a wet cat to read about there. Next, a picture storybook written by Samuel Hennock and Ethan Lamb Ewan, The Destruction of New York. It looks like aliens coming in on flying saucers, you know, instead of some big monster like Godzilla. What caused the destruction of New York? Thank you, Sam and Ethan. A good tease. We got to read your book. 2 more Goddard books. An honorable mention goes to Abel Biniam for The Tale of the 3 Cookies. I wonder if the cookies get eaten. We're going to find out what kind of cookies they are and what tale they have to tell. I like the illustrations they're able. Did a nice job. Last of the Goddard's books is a 1st place winner, Winter Poems by Carolyn Olson and Mary Winteritz. And you can see a Christmas tree with a star and some snow falling. As we were saying, you know, we don't seem to get much snow in Washington anymore. Maybe with climate change, our fortunes will change and we'll get to see some of that snow. And Winter Poems can be read on a nice winter's day. Congratulations to all of the Robert Goddard poems. And Mr. Galang, congratulations to you, because I know all the effort you put in. I remember when we were at your school a number of years ago, and your write-a-book contestants, we showed some of the books that were written. Next, we move to Stephen Decatur, middle school. 1 book. It is The Frog Who Couldn't Hop. Oh, the poor thing. Couldn't hop. A frog without its hop, I mean, what kind of life is that? Sage Graves has written this, an 8th grader. Maybe there's a happy ending. Maybe he discovers he can hop at the end. All right, nice illustration there. We go to Suitland Elementary School. Just 1 book, The Story of My Life. It's an autobiography of Aaron Patterson. 6th grader. So Aaron, you're a young person and you've got lots of life to go, but we're interested in finding out what it's been like so far. We go next to Tulip Grove. Sends us 3 books. The first is Millie Makes a New Best Friend. Leanne Victoria Cherie has written that, and it's always good to make a new friend. We need best friends in life, and what are those? Are those cats there? Is Millie a cat? We have to find out, and find out how this new friend was made. A BFF. Very nice. All right, we go to the next Tulip Grove book. What I Love About My Teachers. Boy, Elizabeth Essel, she's the author. She's a 1st grader. You know, all of your teachers are going to want to read this because, you know, there's nothing better than teachers knowing that students love them and appreciate them. And the fact that you took time at such a young age to let them know lets me know that you are a wonderful young lady, Elizabeth. Congratulations to you. And the last book from Tulip Grove is Emily's Feelings, a series of poems by Shemali Princess Okafor. And what is Emily feeling here? We all have feelings, and that's okay. That's absolutely right, Shamil, because, you know, your feelings are what they are, and you need not apologize for them. We're anxious to find out what they are. Let's go to University Park Elementary School. 1 entry this year. Very patriotic. Look at that flag there, how it all began. The American Revolutionary War. By Henry Bronstein and Thomas Bronstein. Could be brothers there, and, you know, obviously have an interest in American history, and we heard recently that students' abilities in history are going down and down. So we have to know about our country, the history and what democracy is all about. So thank you guys for bringing it to our attention. I bet it's a good book. We go to Vansville Elementary School. Next 3 books. We have an illustrated fiction, Under My Bed, the illustrated fiction chapter book. It is a group project. Elgira Quete, Peyton Malcolm, Ada Abajuku, Michael Severin, and Jao Alio. All of them got together and wrote about Under My Bed. Is there a monster under the bed? Maybe it's just slippers. What is under that bed? We got to read to find out. That took first place. They're all 5th graders. Next, also a group project. Kairos Ima and Landon Flores have written The Amazing Adventures of Minor Man. They're 4th graders. They took first place here. Who is Minor Man? You can see the pics over there. So obviously he's in a mine somewhere. Is he mining for gold? That's a great title. I bet it's an interesting book. You did a nice job on the artwork there, Kairos and Landon. And the last book from Vansville is Scary Stories in the Dark. Keep a light on when you read this one. Look at those 3 going through the forest. Don't go there. Don't go there. Kiana Robinson, Reese Patterson, and Diana Rivera Santos have written this. They got an honorable mention. They're all 4th graders. And I bet you all had fun writing this and scaring the people who are going to read your book. Next, we go to Walker Mill, the school that sent us the most books of any. 41 books. All of them here. Winners, let's tell you all about them. The first book is I Want to Be Happy Again. Well, Peace Azubuki, I'm sorry you weren't happy and you needed to get happy again, but you know we all want to be happy. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that's part of the American dream here. I'm anxious to read your advice. Next, Ruby and Jade, The Pool Party. All right, by Christina Prince Downs. All right, you don't look like you're ready for a pool party there, but maybe the swimming pool is outside, and maybe the pool party is something different than a swimming pool. Maybe it's a billiards table. Great illustration, like the library books in the back, like you're dressed like cheerleaders there. Also, the other one almost looks like you've got a lab coat on. All right, nice job, Christina. We move next to Realms of Remembrance, Jordan Armwood's book. An 8th grader took first place, and it looks like scary letters there, scary font, Realms of Remembrance. Maybe they are happy memories, and maybe not kinds that he would like to forget. Next, The Ghost Invader. All right, that's kind of a nasty-looking emoji there. Jefferson Ramos Diaz and Oluwabacha Yimi Owayi wrote this book. They're both 6th graders, and they get 3rd place there. All right, who or where is the ghost invading? Got to read it to find out. Next, check out this title. Now, Kiss, Marry, Kill. This, look at the tombstones there. It doesn't sound like some of the people in this book have happy endings. This is written by Hannah Sr., a 6th grader at Walker Mill, and she got an honorable mention. And I love the cover. Love the cover, Hannah. Next, go to A Great Superhero, Almighty John's Origin. All right, where did Almighty John come from? Liam Johnson and Marquez Effion will tell you in this book. They get an honorable mention. Again, great colors, and I like the illustration in the lower right-hand corner there. An honorable mention goes to Vegetar, The Deep End. Alamedi Aderi, Darren Merrow, and Jericho Blake have written this. They're 7th graders. They get honorable mention. And it looks like broccoli up there is not too happy. Is that a Brussels sprout over there? Book 2, The Deep End. We got to find out. Is this all-out vegetable war? We'll find out. Next, Living the Legacy. First place, 7th graders, Chrissy Bamela and Jaisli Moscojo Guevara wrote this, and it looks like, yes, one of them is playing a saxophone. Legacy. Maybe one of the authors had a parent who was a saxophonist in a band, maybe following in that parent's footstep. Who knows? Lots of hypotheses here, but you got to read the book. Got to read the book. Living Your Legacy. Nice job there, ladies. Next, another Walker Mill book is Empowered. Looks like we're in New York City. Look at the skyscrapers there. Empowered. Gabrielle Burton Royston N.O. and Uzoma Idika. They're all 8th graders. They got first place for this, and this is illustrated fiction, and it looks like, again, it is something taking place in an urban environment. We've got to read it. Nicely done. Great cover. Next, 4X Variable by Anthony Inigi. He's a 6th grader. He gets 2nd place, and we're talking about variables here and math. So maybe Anthony is taking science and math and STEM subjects and coming up with some illustrated fiction. I like the title there. It intrigues. Next, Back in Time, illustrated fiction. Two 7th graders, Casey Harris and Kaylin Fleming, did a nice job, both of you, with that cover there. Look at that clock and that character there with that unusual grin. Beautifully done. Back in Time. Read it. Next, Sugar Life by Kristen Alexander. An 8th grader takes 2nd place with this. And you can see Kristen there. She looks like she's tumbling there under a blood red moon. And she doesn't look all that happy. She looks a little bit discombobulated there. It's a great title, and it's a great piece of art there, Kristen. Good job. Next, 2 7th graders take 3rd place. Christina Debnam and Bernice Akemda wrote Bewitched Bus Continued. Ethra, the one-eyed Rokubi. There's some interesting words there. Who is Rokubi? And where is Ethra? And why is that bus bewitched? A lot of dangling questions there. Questions waiting to be answered. Christina and Bernice did a nice job with that. Next, Trying to Fit In. All right, look at that emoji, but we don't see a face. We don't see a smile. We don't see anything. Medea Ortiz is obviously going to tell us what it's like if perhaps, there's some difficulty blending into a group. How do you fit in? Trying to fit in. Medea, thank you for sharing this with us. I bet it's a great book. Next, Masquerade comes from Walker Mill. A group project. Abigail Campos, Ayana Adwari, and Jalen Saxton. And I like the masks there. It looks like something out of Phantom of the Opera. You did a great job, and you are all 8th graders, and you deserve your prize here tonight. Good artwork. Beautiful. Next, we continue with Walker Mill. As I told you, they had 40-plus entries in this Write a Book. An illustrated fiction book called The Breakout. Authors Nina Briscoe and Georges Tagash Ayinda. Both 7th graders, honorable mention. And look at the characters in the back there. Almost look like some of those minions. You can see up there an eye looking down. Breaking out from where? Yeah, again, it is a great tease. Next, an honorable mention goes to Carly Chase for Sweet Dreams. Yeah, look at the tongue. Maybe just had favorite ice cream, licked a favorite ice cream, had some kind of candy. Illustrated fiction. Carly, a 7th grader. Yeah, Sweet Dreams. Next, Guinea Pig Facts by Olivia Holmes. Olivia obviously has had guinea pigs, and she's going to share her knowledge. Had guinea pigs when I was a kid, and boy, they're not real. They don't have much emotion. They just like to eat all the time. Maybe Olivia had guinea pigs that were a little bit different. Yeah, they squeak a lot. Next, talking about animals and rodents, how about squirrels? Eastern gray squirrels. We've already had a squirrel book that won in this Write a Book competition. Eastern Gray Squirrels by Jorge Rodriguez Moreno. He's a 7th grader, and he took 3rd place there. And I like, again, kind of the shadowing there, and you can see that squirrel there on the side of the tree. Beautiful job. Next, A Day in the Future by Jaden Battle. Took 1st place. He's a 6th grader, and an interesting stick figure there on the front. A Day in the Future. All right, what does the future hold for Jaden? We're about to find out. Next, Adapting is Hard. Trying to fit in. That's a common theme here. Johnny Turner, 6th grader, takes 2nd place. And look at that with people sitting there. It looks like it could be a family group. Everyone's kind of got their back to us, but they're looking to the future. Adapting is hard. It could be that they're in a new place and trying to fit in, as we found, as another title was. Let's move now to The Deeper Side of the Ocean by Oluwasemola Akanbi, a 6th grader. He takes 3rd place for this. And The Deeper Side of the Ocean, we can see some sea creatures down at the bottom there. Good artwork there, Olu. Good artwork. We continue with something that doesn't give away much. D period, I period, D period, did. And what is that? that hand is holding there. Abigail Sestina is keeping us in suspense. She's a 6th grader. This picture storybook got an honorable mention. Let's go to Emerald, a precious stone. Giselle Torres, a 6th grader, got 2nd place for this, and she's got that stone there, the A in Emerald, and that's just, I like the font, I like the artwork, I like the background here, and again, you don't give away too much, so we've got to read that book. Thanks, Giselle. Next, a group project, Adrian Tibbs, Jerome Barber, and Kenyatta Thompson. They're all 7th graders. They take second place. This is a play, The Adventures of Jake and Will 2, New York City Journey. So Jake and Will, they're in the big city, they're in the Big Apple. What are they encountering? Are they having a good time? Are they lost there? What does that picture show us? Got to read it to find out. Gentlemen, that's a nice entry there. Thank you. Next, another play, Sister Drama, the play. Desiree Pena. That looks like a heart. Not a stylized heart, but a real human heart. What does that have to do with the sister drama here? Have to find out. Open that book and read. Next, again from Walker Mill, No More Sorrow for Tomorrow. Ava Trussie Davis and Lindsay McGlone, they are 7th graders. They took 1st place for this. And I'm sorry you had sorrow before. And hopefully tomorrow is better. We're going to find out. Next, Somebody. Kelly Mejia Hernandez, 7th grader, 1st place. We had one, I Am Me, Somebody. All of us are looking for who we are. What difference do we make? What place do we have in the world? Thank you, Kelly. Looks like you are on that theme with Somebody. Next, The Passion That Lasts Forever. Brandon Vigil Alvarez. And you can see it looks like soccer players there and a soccer ball. Indeed, for a lot of people, soccer is a lifelong passion. I bet Brandon is a soccer player. Nice job there. Took 1st place. We continue with Walker Mill, Existence. All right, this is a group project. This is all about poetry. Sienna Chisley, Unique White, and Kaja Bauman have written this. And again, just a one-word title there. And what is it to be alive? Maybe that's what we learn in this book. Next, Aaliyah Brooks, a 6th grader, takes 2nd place for Haiku World. Animal Edition. I like the dog there. I bet that's Aaliyah's dog. Now, does Aaliyah's dog write haiku? Probably not, but I bet he is rapt in attention there, he or she, when Aaliyah is reading her haiku. Nicely done. 6th grader, Aaliyah, 2nd place. When You Look at Me, Damari Simmons has written this. A 7th grader takes 2nd place. I like that starburst that you gave us here. What do you get when you look at me? And that is what we all wonder when people look at us. Nice job there, Damari. Next, a poetry book, Wake Me Up to a Different Reality. Navi Kunanan has written again. And again, look at the feathers in the background there. This looks like a book you would find in a bookstore. You know, it looks like it would be on the bestseller list. It's really artfully done there. Nice job there, Navi. What is that different reality? We got to find out by reading your book. Next, we have a group project, Through the Years, Into Our Childhood by Samara Anthony. Kanan Ward, Dorian Totten, and Madison Lewis, all 8th graders at Walker Mill throughout the years. So you all got together. Obviously, maybe your friends, your BFFs, and you shared all your memories and you put them together. I bet it's a great book, a good tale. Next, A Potion for the Wise. 7th graders, 3 authors, Nicadia French, Daryl Lloyd, and Kaylin Tharp. They get 3rd place for this, and A Potion for the Wise. So maybe this is the elixir, what we need to find out to be wise. What do you have to do? There are no shortcuts. We know that. There are no shortcuts. It's listening in life and reading, which I hope you're going to do. Do lots of reading, and wisdom will come. Next, Dear Diary. I bet a lot of you have diaries here. Melanie Chaku Guanet, she's a 7th grader. She is a 3rd place winner here. And I know, obviously, she keeps a diary. And I hope you all do. You read back and what it was like, and you'll be surprised at some of the things you jot down. What seemed important then versus today. We head into the home stretch with the Walker Mill books. The Ghost of Tupac Shakur. Gabriel Simon and Kylie Lark. 6th graders both, and they take 1st place. And the famous rap artist Tupac Shakur, his ghost, it is still here. What is he do? What is it doing? Should be quite an interesting book because it is not totally fictional in the sense that Tupac Shakur was a real person. Next book, The Blind Snow by Liam Stong and Albert Mackel. Both sixth graders, they take second place, and I like those peaks, those mountain peaks and the snow coming down, the stylized snow in blue. It is, of course, there's something known as snow blindness. This is a reversal of that. I bet it's an interesting book. Next, The Missing Children. Kevin Hernandez, Emily Mendez, and Julia Rubilon, all eighth graders, take second place. And we hope these missing children, which we'll find out about, have been found. Have been found. Next, Murder at Midnight. Oh boy, it looks like it all starts out well. There's a formal dance, but something is going to happen here. Zakiah Sweeney and Blake Lucas want you to find out by reading their book, a short story. Both Zakiah and Blake are sixth graders, and they take third place. Next, Chenoa, Jordan Ritter. Eighth grader takes third place there. And what is Chenoa? Is it the name of this creature? Is that a wolf? Is it a dog? We've got to read to find out. Like the purple, like the artwork there. Nice job there, Jordan. All right, we now move to Whitehall. Whitehall, the last of our schools, last but certainly not least. They have 10 books here. Let's tell you about them. First, where's my phone? How many of you have asked that question? Where did I leave my phone? Where's my phone? Cyrus Wilkins is going to maybe answer that question. He took first place. He's a third grader at Whitehall. Next, Lola the Adventure Dog. Eleonora Haft. It looks like a corgi up there, Lola. Maybe a little corgi, maybe not. Eleanor is a second grader, and she took third place. Wonder what adventures Lola gets into. Next, we have Emerald Jean, the first kid to go to space. Frances Chapman has written about this. She's a second grader, gets honorable mention. Frances, I bet maybe you would like to be the first kid to go to space. I like how you've illustrated space there, and I like, if that is you, Frances, you look like you're raring to go. Next, all about animals. How many of them can you identify there? Looks like a tree boa, looks like a lion cub, and a couple lizards there. It looks like maybe a small alligator there in the lower left-hand corner. Christian Moten is a second grader and has written this, and he gets first place. Nice job, Christian. Raise the flags. Raise the flags. Say Caden Simpson and Emma Michaelis. Fifth graders, and this takes first place. Again, a nice backdrop there. Sounds very patriotic. Raise the flags. Next. How Dogs Change Lives, and we know they do. Alyssa Matthews is probably going to write about her dog or her dogs. Fifth grader takes first place. They all look really comfortable. Looks like they're lucky to have you, Alyssa, as their master. Next, The Life of a Raven. I don't see any books there. I bet Raven is the girl's name, but it is Joanna Barnes Williams. Maybe Raven is a character that she has come up with. You got to read this book. What is Raven, and what is her life all about? 3 more books. We have an honorable mention that goes to Hunter Harris, The Love in My Heart and My Family's Heart. That's beautiful. I like that angel with that sparkling halo up there. Hunter is a 5th grader and gets honorable mention in the nonfiction category. Next, Ashaya's Dream by Amara Wright. Now, that must be Ashaya there. What is she dreaming of? She's got kind of a smile on her face there. Bet it's going to be a good book. Amara gets an honorable mention. She's a 3rd grader. And the very last book is A New World by Carly Williams. A 4th grader gets first place. And it is a whole new world for all of our readers. All these books are new to all of us. And you know, each year we get a whole new world of books. And we always look forward each year to seeing all of them. So those of you that won this year, congratulations, whatever place you got. You are true authors, and I said before, everybody can read your books. You're online. You are a published author. And I hope all of you will come back and put in new entries next year. We have had write-a-book winners who have gone on to fame on television, to New York Times bestsellers, to careers in journalism. So if you're a writer, keep writing. If you can write, it's going to set you up well for so many different things in life. I've enjoyed vicariously being with you here today. And now to conclude our program is the wonderful Verlita, who was here earlier, and she's going to wrap up our program. And again, thanks for listening, and keep reading.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you again for such an awesome time and for all that you contributed to this. I thank you for joining us this evening to celebrate our students, and I hope that you enjoyed the program. And thank you to every sponsor, every parent, every principal, administrator, our OLMS staff. Dave, thank you. Chuck, thank you very much. And I hope that you all come back again next year and participate in the Write a Book program. Thank you all and have a great evening.
Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thanks for coming.